Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to another episode of the Nerdy Niche. And today we will be talking about comic book awards and their connection to a now defunct comic book company. Can you take a guess which one? Alright, well, we'll get it started. Uh, the award that we're going to start off talking about was the Jack Kirby Awards. It was created in 1985 in response to the Comic Buyer's Guide Fan Awards. And those awards were fan selected, and Fantagraphics editors wanted to have an industry professional uh, voted for an award. Something for at that time didn't happen for like 10 years since the Academy of Comic Book Arts had their Shazam Awards, and those awards only lasted for 5 years. And another fun fact about that is that Stan Lee was one of the key people behind the Academy of Comic Book Arts. But anyways, getting on back into it, so around the time Fantagraphics had the likes of Comic Journal, and one of the pioneering people behind the Jack Kirby Award, not people, but publications behind the Jack Kirby Awards was the Amazing Heroes, where they featured a ballot for the finalists and stuff like that. Now, the editor behind Amazing Heroes and one of the founding members of the Jack Kirby Awards from Fantagraphics was a guy named Dave Olbrich. Now, the Jack Kirby Awards lasted from 1985 until 1987 until there wasn't a dispute when Dave Olbrich left Fantagraphics to go help find a company called Malibu Comics. Now, if you haven't seen one of my earlier videos or shorts talking about Malibu Comics, I'll do so now. Malibu Comics was the images before images because they helped out images. And if you didn't know that, both Images and Malibu Comics help more independent comic book creators and companies publish and distribute their comic books to a market. And Malibu also had their own creations that they owned, like the Ultraverse, which had the Ultra Force, which was also a cartoon. They had Jazzman, which was also a TV show. And then underneath one of the companies they later ended up buying was Men in Black. So Malibu Comics was a very successful comics at its time before being bought out by Marvel for their coloring process, so DC couldn't get the ownership of the market, blah blah blah. But they also had the Marvel Malibu crossover where we had the likes of like Rune and Silver Surfer. But anyways, getting back into the talk about the awards, my bad for getting disrupted, but that was the comic book company that helped find some very important awards. Because after that issue with the Jack Kirby Awards, with Olbrich leaving the original founding company, there was a resolution that came out a year later, 1988, when two awards were created for the comic book professionals in the industry to vote on. One of them was made and ran by Fantagraphics, called the Harvey Award, named after EC artist and writer Harvey Kurtzman, most famously known for Mad Magazine or Mad Comics when he first started. And the other one was founded and ran for a long time by Dave Olbrich, and that one is called the Eisner Award, behind the creator behind The Spirit and Contract with God, Will Eisner, who was the name of the award, was also there for the very first ceremony in 1988 to congratulate the winners. And that is very cool. And Here's another cool fact, but I appreciate all the love and support for those who like and watch and however more. But thank you for your time, and I hope you have a nice time there now. Have a good one.